What's going on, everybody? It's Bulls Nation Station back at it again with another one. And today I wanted to talk about my man Derrick Jones Jr. Yeah, I'm talking about Derrick Jones Jr. today. I know this will be an interesting subject to talk about just because of the position he's in on the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it, but before I get into it, I want you guys to subscribe to my page if you haven't. I keep you guys updated with the Bulls content, the Bulls rumors, the Bulls news, and I'm gonna try my best to have you guys excited heading into the upcoming season. So Derrick Jones Jr., a lot of people was surprised that he returned to the Bulls. A lot of people thought that he would be able to make more money on the open market, but I guess that wasn't the case this upcoming season, as he signed on the second or third day of free agency. And a lot of people was kind of shocked because we were expecting probably a different type of player to come in and play that backup forward. Well, we tried to go out to Gallinari, that didn't work. And so shortly after Gallinari signed with the Celtics, that's when we announced that we signed Derrick Jones Jr. So I'm guessing the management had Derrick Jones Jr. as a backup option all along. And he's actually not a bad option. I mean, last season, Derrick Jones Jr., he played well for us when he was healthy. That's the thing. When he was healthy, he actually played pretty good. He had some nice moments, dunking on Giannis, playing that backup five. But one thing I did notice was that he didn't really have a set role on the team last year. It seemed like he was kind of used sporadically all over the place. He went from sitting on the bench, not getting no playing time, to playing some small forward, to playing some power forward backup, to even playing small ball center. So he was kind of used in different parts, in different, ways throughout the season. And whenever we had injuries and COVID and things like that, Billy Donovan will rely on him to plug in Derrick Jones Jr. So that was interesting to see. A lot of us just thought, especially when Patrick Williams got hurt, oh yeah, Derrick Jones Jr., he's a lock to get some minutes. But even when Patrick Williams got hurt, he still wasn't a lock. So we was wondering, why was that the reason? Was it the way Derrick Jones Jr. was playing in the system? Or was it, something dealing with an injury? Who knows? But, he's had moments where he was getting consistent minutes, and he also did get some minutes in the playoffs. But, yeah, I feel like Derrick Jones Jr., for him to make the most of his contract and his use on his team, he has to find a way to get more of a consistent role. And I feel like with this upcoming roster and the way it's constructed, his most consistent role or option will more likely be somewhere between that backup power forward and small forward position. If you look at the roster, the three and the four, that's DeMar DeRozan and that's Patrick Williams. But behind them are pretty much questions. Especially the three. You could either go the 3-guard route with maybe a Kobe White or a Caruso or Javonte Green, or even a Dalen Terry. And, the power forward, you could either go Javonte Green or Derrick Jones Jr., or you could even go big with the Marco. So I feel like that'd be the area Derrick Jones Jr. would be used around, is the backup forward position. And I feel like with the year of experience on the team, he knows the system, and I feel like he'll be way more confident this go around. And one thing I can say about Derrick Jones Jr. is that he spent a lot of the season injured also. When you mention all these players on the Bulls that was injured, Derrick Jones Jr. was one of them. He actually broke his finger. He was so-called 9-finger Jones for most of the season. He even returned early and was playing when his finger was clearly not ready. He was hurt every single time he touched the ball. So, I want to give him credit for that. But yeah, I expect Derrick Jones Jr. to have a more consistent role this upcoming season and to play a lot better. I mean, he has a 7-foot wingspan, plays really good defense. He's super uber athletic. I love the way he played alongside Lonzo Ball, especially on the fast break. One thing I could say that will truly unlock his game for this upcoming season is that 3-point shot. If he could hit that 3 at a respectable clip, I feel like that would unlock so much, not only for him, but for the Chicago Bulls offense in general. That would make things easier for the playmakers and the creators on the team, like a DeMar, like Alonzo, like a Zach, So, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing another year of Derrick Jones Jr. I feel like he provides that energy that gets the crowd going, and we're due for a lot more exciting highlights this season. So let me know what you guys think about Derrick Jones Jr. Comment down below, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I'm out.